call me a myth, a ghost swinging through shadows. But when they came with greed in their hands, fights.
They said he was a savage, a relic of the forest. He taught me that the wild isn't chaos. And now, the world he loves is being ripped apart by the same hands that
Take you with my home.
he's not what you fear.
You mapped it. But I was
This film, a gritty and realistic reboot of the Tarzan legend, would eschew the familiar, me Tarzan, you Jane, tropes for a more profound and primal exploration of identity, survival, and the clash between man and the natural world. Henry Cavill's Tarzan, far from a simple noble savage, is a man torn between two existences, haunted by the civilized past he never knew and the savage present he must defend. The film would open with a haunting, almost silent prologue. A young John Clayton, the infant son of a British lord, is orphaned in a beautifully shot, but unforgivingly brutal, African jungle. We would witness his adoption by the Mangani great apes, a tribe rendered with photorealistic CGI that makes them feel both powerful and deeply emotional. The scene of the young Tarzan learning to climb, hunt, and communicate would be a masterclass in visual storytelling, building a sense of deep connection between the boy and his ape family. This would establish the core conflict of the film. Tarzan's human intellect and primal instincts are locked in a constant, uneasy dance. The main narrative would pick up years later. Tarzan, Henry Cavill, is a formidable force of nature. He moves through the canopy with a terrifying grace, his physicality a testament to years of fighting for survival. His body is a map of scars, each a story of a battle with a predator. Unlike previous versions, this Tarzan is a skilled hunter and a ruthless protector of his territory. His language is a complex series of guttural roars, hand gestures, and body language that only the other jungle inhabitants can understand. He is not a man who has learned to be an ape, he is a being who has transcended both to become something new. The plot would be set in motion by the arrival of a British expedition led by the charismatic but morally ambiguous explorer, Captain Robert Thorne. Thorne's goal is not merely scientific discovery, he is in search of a fabled, and devastatingly valuable, mineral deposit. Accompanying him is a determined and brilliant botanist, Dr. Jane Porter. Jane is not the damsel in distress of old. She is a woman of intellect and courage, driven by a desire to document the jungle's unique flora and fauna before it is destroyed by colonial expansion. The initial encounters between Tarzan and the expedition would be filled with tension and misunderstanding. Tarzan would see them as a threat to his home and family, while Thorne would see him as a curious specimen to be captured and exploited. Jane, however, would be different. She would be the first person to look beyond the savage exterior and see the intelligence and loneliness in Tarzan's eyes. Their relationship would not be a simple romance but a slow, profound connection built on mutual respect and shared curiosity. She would teach him English, and he would show her the intricate, interconnected life of the jungle, a world far richer than she ever imagined. The conflict would escalate when Thorne reveals his true, destructive intentions. He and his men begin to ravage the jungle, and Tarzan is forced to choose. He cannot simply be the silent protector anymore. He must become a leader, a figure who can unite the disparate jungle tribes against a common enemy. The film's climax would not be a single-man battle, but a full-scale war for the soul of the jungle. It would feature Tarzan leading a charge of apes, panthers, and other creatures against Thorne's technologically superior forces, a breathtaking spectacle of man's primal fury clashing with his modern arrogance. In the end, Tarzan would triumph, but at a great personal cost. He would have to embrace his human side to save his ape family, forever blurring the lines of his identity. He would choose to remain in the jungle with Jane, not as a king, but as a guardian, a legend who has found his true home not in one world, but in the space between them. The final scene would show Tarzan, Jane, and the new generation of apes, a silent promise that the wild will endure.